Now recognizes Mr. Balderson for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Chairwoman Stevens, and I want to thank you and Ranking Member Baird for inviting, I won't kid around, two Big Ten universities for the hearing today, but you left the best one out, and that would be the one that I represent. I'm sorry, Dr. Liu, but that would be Ohio State University. So thank you all for being here today, and I appreciate your input in this, and I, like Representative Lipinski, sit on the Transportation Infrastructure Committee, so thank you, Chairwoman Stevens, for putting this together. My first question will be for Dr. Liu and Dr. Bullock. Last Congress, I sent a letter supporting Ohio State University's application to be a UTC, focusing on the congestion relief. The centers at both Purdue and Michigan are researching ways to improve our nation's highways and byways. These centers are crucial parts of the transportation research world. Could each of you discuss the expected impacts of expanding the number and role of the UTCs in the next surface transportation reauthorization? And Dr. Liu, you may go first.
In my written testimony, I mentioned that in the last funding competition, the USDOT received more than 200 highly qualified proposals, and we can only fund 37 of those. So there are a lot of highly qualified proposals was declined. And yet we have lots of open questions, particularly in this transportation evolution era. So, also in my written testimony, I mentioned that I urged the Congress to double the funding for UTCs because we have many qualified qualified researchers to do worthy work, research work, so that can accelerate the deployment of the connected automated vehicle technology. So I think we are at the stage that we urge the Congress to reauthorize the UTC with increased funding.
So I would agree with Henry that increased funding in the UTC is important, and I would suggest, based on what I presented earlier, one of the near-term opportunities I see is if we can have some, I would say, challenge the universities and the auto companies to work together, and I listed 5, and there might be more, but give us a way to, while protecting privacy, see where the potholes, see where the hard braking, see where the obscure pavement markings, see where the obscured signs are, see where those winter markings are. The advantage of getting the auto companies involved early is that is a nice scalable approach. We've got some immediate returns to the state DOTs, and it will establish some fundamental building blocks that will serve us well for this connected and autonomous world.
Okay. Thank you both very much. In the time remaining I have one more question. Dr. Ness, many states are attempting to subdue the effects of crumbling infrastructure on their own. Knowing federal support is often lagging, as has been mentioned on this committee today. As a member of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, I have worked closely with the Ohio Department of Transportation on its priorities for the upcoming surface transportation reauthorization. Can you provide examples of some common sense reforms that are important to your state that you would like to see as the House prepares for this transportation bill, specifically in terms of research title, but feel free to expand outside whatever you feel.
Yes, Representative. I believe that some of the regulatory reforms that have already been started go a long ways to helping us stretch our dollars. The more flexibility that we have as states, the better we are to make decisions that are specific to transportation in our area. I would also highlight, too, the fact that not only just the regulatory reform, but just the flexibility that we could have in funding and to keep formula funding, keep the existing formula in place so we're able to make those decisions. But I think that's the biggest thing that I would promote is allowing us to make decisions at that state level.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, I yield back my remaining time.